Welcome back to the Vocalyst. For those of you new here, my name is Bethany, and as promised, today we are listening to VoicePlay. Yet another success story from the sing-off. I feel like we might need to bring the show back. Nonetheless, I chose the song Hoist the Colors featuring Rosario Jr. Many of you requested the Little Mermaid medley, and I have seen that, but I wanted to listen to a song that was a little more recent just so I could hear their current lineup, like the current members of their group. I feel like, at least from what I know, they've had a few different singers over the past, I don't even know how many years. Some of the members have definitely stayed for longer periods of time, but I just wanted to hear the current group as they are today. So yeah, let's do this. Before we get to the reaction, I want to thank Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Skillshare is an online learning platform with thousands of class offerings. When I first joined, I was looking for something specifically in video editing because while I do edit my own YouTube videos, I don't know very much. I started with a class from Oliver Astrologo titled Video Editing in DaVinci Resolve for Essential Post-Production Techniques. It stood out to me because it was less than 30 minutes, but it still ended up being packed with information. Even if you're not looking for anything specific, Skillshare has classes on everything from photography and design to language and productivity, so it is such an enjoyable platform to explore. Because Skillshare is sponsoring this video, they are offering a 1-month free trial to the first 1,000 people who click on the link in the description below, so I highly recommend you check it out.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her boat.
I already have to say something technical. Okay, I really love this guest artist. I think he's gonna blend beautifully with the group. But the what's his name? I'm sorry, I don't know their names. Cesar, the gentleman on the left who's singing in falsetto, he's doing something so lovely in that it's very breathy and very airy, but it still has really good focus in the sound, if that makes sense. And so in order to do that, it's just a slight release of muscle tension so that you're not bringing the chords fully together, enabling more of that airy, breathy quality. This is fitting the song so well, and I know it's so early, so I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try and let them sing a little bit.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bones. The seas be ours, and by the powers where we will roam.
Okay, I love his voice. He has such a clean sound, but then he incorporates this little sort of snarl, growl texture to it every once in a while, which I am digging. Also, let me play those harmonies again because those were so beautifully done.
The seas be ours, and by the powers
That's so nice.
where we will roam. Yo ho, yo ho, hands hoist the colors high. Heave ho, thieves and beggars, never shall we.
I love that they're doing this song. It's very easy to get kind of caught up in an a cappella performance when it's very upbeat and there's a lot of movement vocally. It takes so much skill and such incredible intonation for a group to do these long, luxurious phrases and still stay in tune with one another. And they're doing that so beautifully. Even though, yes, there are some very cool songs that an a cappella group can do that are more up-tempo, this, I think, shows off their skill even more so.
Now some men have died and some are alive, and others sail on the sea with keys to the cage and the devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's green.
Okay, we're I keep going back so much, but I need you to hear this. This gentleman Cesar, who I believe is the newest member of the group, they chose so well. He and I'm so sorry that I keep forgetting. He and Eli, they sound like they could be related. Like one kind of transitioning into the next in these two phrases. Listen for that. Listen to the end of Cesar's line into Eli's, because they sound like they should have always been singing together. Singing together. I'm tongue-tied. That's how excited I am.
Others sail on the sea with keys to the cage and the devil to pay. We lay to fiddler's green.
The bell has been raised from its watery grave.
Can't you hear it, sepulchral tone? We are a call. Hey, heed to the squall and turn your sails toward home.
Okay. We need to talk. I'm going to be talking about Eli a lot. He's so emotive. He's so expressive. He's very captivating when just to like watch in this production. But technically, let me get back to a good place so we can see. He's doing something so beautiful with his mouth. So it's almost sort of like a triangle shape. And you'll hear some teachers talk about like, put your mouth in the position of like you're about to bite into an apple. Because what it does is it lifts your cheekbones and it allows your jaw to drop down and back, but it helps to create this incredible acoustic space in your mouth, more so in the back than in the front. A lot of times we think, oh, we have to open up really, really wide, but sometimes when you open up so wide in the front, I like to think of like an alligator, you know, like you end up closing off the back a little bit, whereas when you have that bright lifted palate in the back, you can create all that great space without having to hyperextend your jaw in the front. Let me go back. There's such beautiful harmonies going on. The bass, Jeff, we'll get to that later, but also the vocal percussionist. I have to apologize because when I was watching Home Free, I think I kept saying beatboxing because I just didn't know what to call it, but vocal percussion, I believe is the correct term, and he is adding so much flair and so much just musicianship to this piece. I really love what they've done. Okay. Focusing on Eli now. Let's watch his mouth.
Hey, heed to the squall
I love that screaming kind of sound.
sails toward Hoist the colors high. Heed
my gosh, there was so much good stuff. I got a little sucked in toward the end. Let me go back. There's so much good stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. There's a part where they're just going like, ba-da, ba-da. To do those slides in perfect synchronization together, keeping good intonation as an entire group, that was so impressive to me. We're going back. Let's see what I can find. Timing was so good between I want to make sure I say his name. I've said everyone else's name. Lane, between Jeff and Lane. I love one more time. That was so good. I also love that he's singing.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed and bound her in her bed. Shall we
Each vocalist on their own, doing this on their own would be impressive enough. The fact that they are doing it together with such beautiful intonation is what is just making it so exciting, especially when men transition into kind of like a full chest register into their mix. You have to go through the passaggio, and every singer, basically that sort of place between your registers, that little breaking point, every singer transitions through their passaggio a little different from the next. So to go through these slides and sound so good together, I'm so impressed. I give up. I feel like a cappella groups do not get the credit they are due for what incredible musicians they are. Not just vocally, obviously, they have lovely voices, incredible talents, but their timing, their collaboration, their tuning, there's so much, even their arrangements, like so much goes into their work. And we get to see the final product, but it takes so much skill to produce that final product. And I'm always so impressed. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really don't think I could ever be successful in an a cappella group because I just don't think I have that skill set. It's an incredible thing to watch. I said I would get back to Jeff. What I am so appreciative about him, again, another incredible instrument. Basses are rare. Smart basses are even rarer. And not recently, but I know within the last year. He has his own channel on YouTube, and I watched him talk about technique. I think he was talking about extending his range and vocal fry, and I was just so happy to see a singer spreading good information. I think there are a lot of very smart singers in the world. Okay, there are also a lot of singers who just everything sort of came to them naturally, which there's nothing wrong with that. The issue I have is when they, try and share their knowledge and perhaps lead other singers astray, or they communicate techniques that aren't always healthy choices for some singers. That was not the case with him. And I just had huge respect for his training and his artistry. Yeah, they're all very smart. I'll just say that much. They're all very smart singers. And again, I think they did an awesome job asking, I hope his name is Cesar and not Caesar. Please feel free to correct me. I mean no disrespect if I'm saying his name incorrectly. But their newest member, I think they did such a great job of finding a voice that blends beautifully with the others. And I love that they are kind of sticking with this 4-person group right now, just so that they have the opportunity to collaborate with so many other artists. What surprised me about this particular song and Jose Rosario Jr., usually when I see, featuring an artist, I expect that artist to just be singing the melody the whole time. I love that he was really an active member of the group. Like, he wasn't just coming in and singing the melody and then letting them support him. He was in it. Like, he was such a, what's the word I don't know, crucial, like, important part to their harmonies. And I thought that was a really cool choice for not only the group, but also for him. I just, because again, like I said, some singers, myself included, would not be successful in an a cappella group. And so him kind of stepping in and not being afraid to harmonize and take on some of these really cool parts, I think speaks volumes to his musicianship as well. Anywho, I'm rambling, so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you next time.